Hi, I'm Melissa Brown with Newmel Properties, and we wanted to do a quick series for you all on construction, home maintenance. So I thought the best person to introduce to you all would be Mark Robertson with MCR Renovations and Construction, and he is the go-to guy for all of your needs. So today, we wanted to talk about on this segment of what's the right way to find you or a handyman, general contractors. How do you even go about that?
Usually I tell people the first thing to do is word of mouth. Ask around, ask your neighbors, ask your family, ask your friends. Somebody somewhere has had something done.
Right.
And they either like the person or didn't. So, they can give you a general direction, and then you can always just go to the internet and just look it up. Just be wary of internet's not always the best, most reliable source.
Exactly.
The first 10 people on your web search may not be the best 10 people for you. So make sure you're specific in what you're looking for and what you want done. And that's a good place to start right there.
So would you recommend someone asking, hey, calling you up, hey Mark, I wanted you to come and do XYZ at the house. Do you have references? Would you recommend someone to do that?
Yeah. And you can always, even if somebody's, a lot of times general contractors sometimes or handyman do specific types of work. If you find a relative or friend or neighbor or somebody who's found a contractor that they like, you can call them. They might not do the work you're looking for, but if they're really good, you'll tend to trust who they're referencing you to more.
Sure.
And you can ask them, hey, do you have somebody that you can recommend for flooring or tile or roof or gutters or whatever? And maybe they could point you in the right direction.
So would you think then, from a homeowner's perspective, if I called you to do work around the house, which you've done quite a bit around our house, what's helpful for someone to give you to complete work around their house?
Know what you want done and be specific. Really, if you're planning a project, small projects around the house are one thing, but if you're wanting a big project done, really plan it out and know what you want beforehand. It will help you and it'll help the general contractor. Do a lot of research, have pictures.
Pinterest.
Yeah,
Go to Pinterest.
Pinterest. I get when I go on consultations, I probably get 10 to 20 pictures off of Pinterest of what people want. It may be 10 different items for one bathroom or one kitchen, but it helps me out. Because what it does is when I go to look at it and go to quote materials and prices and stuff like that, I know what they want. I know what kind of end product they want, and it helps me narrow it down a lot. A lot of times people run into problems with contractors. They'll say, hey, I want my bathroom done, and can you tile my shower and do this and do that? They're not very specific about what they want. So then they get a quote back for X amount of money, and then when it comes time to actually do the job, it's more, or the final invoice is more because they weren't specific about the materials they wanted used or how they wanted things done, stuff like that. So I always tell people, plan it out and do your research. You can figure out real easy, what you want your end result to look like as far as cabinets or tile or flooring or, anything else you're wanting done, paint, anything, and help yourself by helping your contractor and having all that ready when you meet with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think also you kind of going into that a little bit makes me think that I'm sure there's been plenty of cases that a homeowner thinks they know exactly what they want, and then you're like, you might want to rethink that or reconfigure this, or instead of using this material, this other material is going to work best for what you're looking to do.
Yeah, and good contractors will give you options, and they'll let you know, some materials don't work good. If you might pick a flooring out that you think is really beautiful and that contractor's worked with it before or knows about it, and it might not be the best brand or the best style for your house, or if you have pets or children, it might not be the best option for that. So they'll help you out with that, but at least when you start off, you have a direction, and then both of you can work towards the common goal, which is a great product in the end.
Right. So I love that. Well, so we want to make sure we get word of mouth. Yeah. We want to make sure we have a plan when we're coming to hire you to do the work around the house, and just to really communicate with one another. Perfect.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
Yeah, make sure you ask a lot of questions and don't be scared to ask questions. And the more questions you ask, the better prepared you'll be when you get your quote back and you finally make a decision. It's contractors are like anybody else. You know, if they want your business, they don't mind answering your questions and doing the work for you. So
and that's when you know you have the right one.
Yeah.
If they're not giving you the time to answer any of the questions that they're bringing to you, it's probably not the right pick.
Yeah, and make sure too you ask. You know, a lot of times you'll get a contractor and he'll show up to give you a quote and you'll never see that guy again. Somebody else shows up to do the work, or he's not involved in the day-to-day management of your project. So make sure you're asking the right questions when you talk to them, not only about how the job's going to be done and materials and specific ways things are going to get done, but who's coming to work on your project? Is he subbing it out? If he's subbing it out, you want references for the contractor and you want references for the subcontractors, because you want to protect yourself and make sure you're getting the best end product.
What's an investment?
Yeah, whether it's a $500 project or a $50,000 project, you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So ask questions and don't be scared to get references, and don't, you know, a lot of people will ask for references and think just because the contractor gave me references, it's got to be good. Call the people and talk to them. You know,
do your homework.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
It'll work out better in the end if you're more prepared. So
perfect. I love it. Well, that'll conclude today's segment. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.